All right, we have a final at Viejas Arena. The Aztecs, they lose 80-67 against Gonzaga. Gonzaga coming in as the number 3 ranked school in the country. Knew it was going to be a tough test. They were ranked number 4, I believe, before this past week or today. Today's rankings came out. And going into tonight, you had a Miles Bird that was not 100%. You had Reese Waters on the bench, and you have a really talented Gonzaga team that has been playing with each other. I know that they've had some new guys come in. I mean, that's pretty much every school in America, right? But what I noticed tonight was some of those Gonzaga vets, they ended up having a good game. Ryan Nemhard, he was able to drop 19 on the Aztecs tonight. Graham Ike was coming over from Wyoming, I believe. It took him to go to Gonzaga to get his win against San Diego State. But a big separator for me tonight was someone like a Graham Ike. The Aztecs did not have a Graham Ike tonight. And I know he is a special player, in the country. And last year, like, this is one of the differences, I feel like, at least this early in the season. Last year, we had that. We had Jaden Ledee. This year, as of now, there's the absence of that. And you want to have some more shooting. Remember, Miles Bird, the other, what was that, a couple games ago, had a career high in points, scored over 20 points. But tonight, he was coming in hobbled with the ankle injury, right? I think he had to sit out of practice a little bit. Then he came back. But then tonight, he only shot 5 times. He was 0 for 4 from 3, did not score any points. And multiple times he had to go back into the hallway. They were showing on the broadcast, and he was feeling for his back. So it seems like there's multiple issues going on. Or if the ankle thing is fine, now it's the back. And Reese Waters, I mean, that could be 15 points for you, And the Aztecs, they lose by 13. So the Aztecs, like, should we be freaking out about this? No. It's November 18th. It's not February 18th. Gonzaga is one of the best teams in the country. And San Diego State, I don't think they're as good of a team as they were last year. Magoon, he could end up being, I mean, we've seen flashes already, right? But I think it might take a little bit before we see like the best version of Magoon with San Diego State. And they need to get more production from some of the big guys. I know the starters are not everything, right? Like Dutch is going to tell you what matters the most is who is finishing the game in those tight situations. But Magoon didn't score tonight. Jared Coleman-Jones, 8 points. I think, I don't want to say like San Diego State should have done a better job at getting to the line because it's hard for them to get to the line like Gonzaga, in my opinion, because they don't have as much like size and bulk as Gonzaga did tonight. And it's, for me, again, like the big difference maker is Graham Ike. And the Aztecs didn't have that tonight. You look at the free throws, 13 free throws made for the Aztecs, 27. Gonzaga was really good from the free throw line tonight. 27 of 31. That's 87.1%. The Aztecs, they shot a little over 72%. But, I mean, look at the difference. More than double the free throws Gonzaga had compared to the Aztecs. That was, I mean, they won by 13. And they got 14 more free throws made than the Aztecs tonight. So, you got to give it there for Gonzaga for, taking advantage of the free throws that were given to them from San Diego State. And yeah, I think that we're going to have to wait and see. I'm not going to be super harsh on the Aztecs tonight. Again, being down Reese Waters and you don't have a healthy Miles Bird, like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, no excuses. No, I mean, it's November 18th and you're playing Gonzaga. I know it's at home, but that's a tough test, especially when Gonzaga adds someone like Ike, So my like freak out number on a scale of 1 to 10 is a 5 too high. Is that freaking out too much? It's definitely not at a 7 or an 8 or a 9. I'm not freaking out, I have some concerns about like the size of this team, the length, if they want to go deep, into March, assuming they make March and you go up against some of these teams like a Gonzaga, I can be concerned a little bit about that. But in terms of their overall performance, I think it will get better as the season progresses. I don't think this is a warning sign like, oh, San Diego State, they're not going to make the tournament. Um, they're 2-1, and now what I'm interested in is how do they respond from this loss? Double-digit loss, and now I believe they have that Vegas tournament where I think it's Creighton, they've got Oregon, and then I think they could be playing Arkansas. I could be wrong on that, but I believe that's who they were saying on the broadcast. So we'll see. It's going to be some tough tests there in Vegas. And then we'll see when they can get Reese Waters back, obviously. Like, I don't want to make a full judgment on this team when they don't have Reese Waters. Like, that's a big piece, So those are my thoughts on it. Tonight, it was disappointing. I wasn't expecting, as much as I want to have faith, I wasn't expecting the Aztecs to win this game. Gonzaga is one of the best teams in the country for a reason. And I knew that this is not the same Aztecs team. It'd be different if like last year's team was playing Gonzaga tonight, but this isn't last year's team, Nick Boyd, I saw some good things there. He dropped 23 points. I don't want to make it seem like there were no positive signs here tonight, because there were. I'm enjoying watching Nick Boyd play. Magoon Gwath still with some of the block. He had 5 blocks tonight. But just the length, I think, is a question mark, and then health. I want to see this team when they can be healthy and what can they do. But yeah, coming up for the Aztecs, just hit on the schedule here for the last 30 seconds or so. So they 2 wins, UC San Diego and Occidental, lost here to Gonzaga. Like this is a big stretch for them. So Gonzaga, Creighton coming up on the 26th, Oregon, and then we'll see what that third game would be in Vegas. And then they play at Fresno State December 4th, host San Diego. They get into conference play, let's see, end of December, a little bit after Christmas. And we'll see what the Mountain West is going to be like. I think if we want to bring up another concern is like, man, this would have been a huge resume win, but it's not like they were fully healthy, Last year, it was a really good Mountain West. They got a lot of teams into the not conference tournament, into March Madness, into the NCAA tournament. I know the Mountain West teams didn't do a ton there, but they got a lot there. It doesn't seem like the Mountain West is going to do that again. I'm not acting like I know everything about the conference, but I think that's going to be hard to do again. So San Diego State, they're going to have to take advantage of some of these good opponents. Maybe not take advantage, but capitalize against these opponents here to help build that resume. Creighton, Oregon, we'll see how they end up. Maybe that win, if they can beat Oregon, maybe that ends up being a better win down the road. That third game, we'll see. Utah State, Boise State, New Mexico, getting into conference play, UNLV. We'll see, what those wins or losses would end up meaning. That's obviously a long ways away. But those are just some talking points coming off of tonight.